I have a request here in the comment section, and the request says, I would love to hear how you moved all your things from Toronto to Airdrie. Blessings. Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time of being here, thank you for clicking this video and welcome to my channel. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel before you leave today. And to you, my old subscribers, thank you for coming back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all about how we moved from Toronto to Airdrie, Alberta. For those of you who are new here, I've been sharing how me and my family moved from Toronto to Airdrie, Alberta 6 months ago. I have shared my house tour video, which I'm going to be linking up here. I also shared a video last week about the process of buying a pre-construction because we bought a brand new home. I'm also going to be leaving that link up here if you're interested in learning about how to build a new home in Canada. So now in today's video, it's sort of like a continuation of that journey. And I'm going to be sharing how we moved our belongings from Toronto here. Also, what company we used, how the process went, and how much we paid. If that's the type of information you're looking for, then do not go anywhere. At this point, I'm going to ask you to share this video with anyone who you think is in this process and could find this video useful. And also at this point, I kindly request that you subscribe to my channel because that's how I'm able to grow and also bring very vital information to you. So please subscribe, okay? Thank you. I have to tell you that when we were in the process of getting our home, I went on YouTube to watch everything I could find that was in line with what I was looking for, of course. But yeah, I didn't find much. And when it came to the point of looking for like a transportation company to bring us our belongings from Toronto to Airdrie, trust me, I didn't find one YouTube video that could help. I saw one YouTube video. It was from an Indian creator, and they spoke Hindi throughout, and the moving company was owned by Indians as well, so they didn't speak any English. Even though they're in Canada, when they're dealing with people in their community, they tend to speak their language, right? So that whole YouTube video was in Hindi, and I was so frustrated. So this is us looking for a moving company ahead of time for like when we're moving in 4 months, and I wasn't seeing anything. So I would just go online and fill out like an interest form for any company that I saw, and some sent me quotes. I would get like quotes for several companies in a day. It was almost like very frequent, but I wasn't quite comfortable with what I was seeing. And it was around the same time also that CBC Marketplace released this video about the scam that moving companies were doing. So I was very anxious about that. Fortunately, there was this company that called, and I spoke with someone. I liked the way they sound. They seemed interested, and they explained the whole process to me, and I was like, okay, it's good to know. I'm going to save this number. We're not looking to move right away, but we will in the next at least 3 months, right? So that was how that ended. Now fast forward to April. After we got our pre-possession notice, we knew that we needed to speed up our plans to prepare for the move. So we got back in touch with the guy from several months ago, and we started to make plans. So the first thing he asked me was to give him a walkthrough of our home, where our belongings were. Now at the time, we had moved all our belongings into a storage unit because we wanted to be more ready. So we had packed all our belongings, we had put them in different boxes, labeled them, and moved everything to access storage. Now this video is not sponsored by either the storage company or the transportation company. This is just me sharing with you what helped me, because I don't want you to go through what I went through, because I didn't have anyone to help me. So this is me trying to help you here. We rented a 10 by 15 unit, and that unit size accommodated all of our belongings from a 2-bedroom apartment. So I told him that all our things were in storage. I gave him the size of the unit, and I sent a short video because after we have put things in the storage, I made a video. So I sent him a video, and he was like, okay, I think we can do this portion of truck. This is the size of our truck, and this is how we work. Because you're not going to be renting the whole truck unless you want to rent it and pay for the full price. But if not, this is how it's going to look like. You have to be flexible with dates because we're going to be working with multiple people who are moving from Calgary to Toronto, and then from Toronto back to Calgary. So we're going to be working with multiple people, so you would have to be flexible around dates. So I said okay. He gave me like a tour of the office. I saw him in video, and yeah, he looked very decent. The place looked nice. I had already done my due diligence. I researched the place. I read reviews, and I came back to him with some of the negative reviews that I saw on the page, and I asked him about those, and he addressed them. And yeah, I felt at peace with going with him. And then he sent an invoice for the size of the truck that we were using. The invoice was around $4,200 and something dollars. So we're like, okay, that's good because it's a flat rate, and that's something that you have to know. I did not want to go with companies that will say we're going to do by weight. So they will charge a certain amount per £1,000. And if you went with a company that would do by weight, then you're going to be running the risk of having your bill go up because these people can come up with anything once they have your belongings, right? So I was very happy that Dan was giving me a flat rate. Now, the name of Dan's company is Navy Seal Transport. The communication was good. There was no time I felt like I couldn't reach him. And if there was a time he felt like I couldn't reach him, he would text me to say, hey, I can't talk right now, I'll call you another time, or let's make an appointment to have a chat. So we had a date fixed for, I think, May 23rd or something like that. So the plan was so that they will come pick up on the 20-something, and then when my husband is in Airdrie for the pre-possession period, so between the 26th and then closing on the 30th, the things would have arrived and he would take possession of them. But guess what? They disappointed. They said that they couldn't make it because there were some issues with dates with other people. And so we had to pay for an extra period in storage, and everything cost us over $400. So that was something that wasn't planned for, but then it happened. So because of that, I went back to them and I said, hey, because we had this issue, it would not be fair for us to take on all of this cost. So what can you do for us? So he readjusted the invoice and deducted about $200 for us. So everything came to about just a teeny bit over $4,000. Now, bear in mind that this was 6 months ago. So if you were trying to contact Navy SEAL Transport to move at this time, the bill is not going to be the same. So be fair. The most important thing is for you to have your belongings delivered in one piece. So negotiate where you have to, but please do not be unfair and say, oh, you did this for somebody and then this is too high for me. Everything has surged since then. So yeah, just wanted you to bear that in mind. Finally, on the 5th of June, they came to pick up our belongings from the storage. So the price that they've given you includes them coming to pick up your belongings from where the place of origin, to your final destination. And they'll also offload to each room where, like, the designated room for everything. Also, that price includes your insurance. So for example, if there was an accident or they broke any item that was of value, there's a way they calculate the insurance for you to be reimbursed. There was the driver and someone else who came and assisted with loading the truck. It took about 5.5 hours for the truck to be fully loaded, and then they left. So before then, I had been in conversation with the driver even before he arrived, because Dan introduced us and said, hey, this is going to be your driver. So the driver was already familiar with me. He reassured me that everything was going to be good. He was going to take good care of my things, and he did. And I was very pleased with how he was communicating with me even throughout the journey on his way to Airdrie. So they left on Sunday night, and then they arrived in Airdrie, Alberta on Wednesday night. I think he said he arrived after midnight Wednesday, so Thursday early morning. And that was around the time we also arrived. I think our flight arrived at past 1 a.m. Because we didn't have anything in our home, we went to stay the night at our friends. And that was great, because by the time we were ready to come back home in the morning, our belongings were already here. Everything was good. Nothing major was damaged. I mean, obviously, for a trip that long, I wasn't expecting things to go perfectly. There were some kitchen items that were broken, but I wasn't going to sweat that stuff, because I'm like, I got my things in one piece. It wasn't like a TV broke. I mean, there was really nothing that got damaged that could have gotten me stressed or calling them to request for a compensation or anything like that. They put all the boxes in their separate rooms. I had given them a tour around and told them what room was where and where I wanted each boxes to go. So they did everything. It was great. They were so helpful. I believe it took about 3 hours for everything to be fully offloaded. Now, say 30 minutes before the offloading is complete, the office would reach out to ask you to pay the balance. Now, here's how the payment works. You pay 25% when you sign the contract. You pay another 25% when they pick up, and then you pay the balance of 50% when they arrive to deliver. Now, here comes the big question. Would I recommend Navy SEAL transportation? The short answer is yes, I will. Not because they are perfect, but because they were honest. I think for me, honesty is the most important thing. Now, even though we had to make an extra expense that wasn't planned for, I like that they were open enough to say, hey, this is what's happening right now, and these are now the flexible dates. We may come between Friday and Sunday, but we'll let you know 24 hours before. I really appreciate that. Like, you have no idea. At some point, I was frustrated because I'm like, I need to plan what I'm going to do next. I need to know when to book the flight. I need to know when to do this and when to do that. And everything was just hanging on when these people were going to come. My husband is in Alberta trying to close, and I'm just here alone with the kids. And I'm trying to do 1,000,001 things at a time. I'm frustrated. You guys give me a date, right? But they couldn't. They were honest. I'm sorry, we can't right now, but we'll let you know we have so and so date right now, and this is what's going to happen. The driver could have a delay on the road. It's a long trip. They are passing through other cities as well. Things might happen. And he told me, he said, we can't force our drivers to push themselves if they are not feeling too good. It's very important for us that our drivers are good to do their jobs. So if they need to take a day to rest, then they'll take a day to rest. So Dan was very honest with me, and I really, really like that. I really have nothing to compare the price to. I mean, paying $4,000 to move all our stuff, $4,000 is a lot. There were cheaper quotes from other companies, 2,800-ish. But I wasn't sure. I really like that. For me, quality is what matters to me. The quality of service from Navy SEAL Transport was good. And when I say quality of service, I just really mean the honesty. When it came to the timing, I had no control over that. They really had no control over that because they had to work with different people. So timing was, you have to be flexible with that as well. But I think the quality of service really comes down to the honesty for me. They didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. They told me the truth. And I really like the truth because it helps me to put things in perspective. If you have an experience with another moving company, please let me know because I would like to recommend more options to other people. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, please feel free to share this video to anyone who is looking to move or find this information helpful. If you know anyone who is interested in learning about living in Alberta, please do not forget to share my channel with them and ask them to kindly subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to read from you. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.